Hello, my dear friend. Hope you are doing great today. We will continue our journey with The Leader Who Had No Title book. The main premise of the book is that anyone's, regardless of their position or title, can be a leader and make a positive impact. So grab your coffee and let's dive in. You don't need a position to become a leader. You just need to be human. This alone is enough because every person living in this world has an underestimated power and capabilities that they undervalue, which are sometimes much stronger than what a position can offer. Once you awaken and apply these abilities, every element of your life will explode into success, and being a leader will become automatic and the default state in which you work and play. Tom says that some people feel they need to be promoted to a higher position or take on greater responsibility before they start to put in their best effort at work. However, this idea is wrong. He says the only place where you get good things like good food and then pay for it afterwards is in a restaurant. In life, it's completely the opposite. You must pay the price for success first. Then you get all the rewards you deserve. By the way, if you haven't yet reaped the benefits of the positive actions you've done, it doesn't mean they won't come. You will always reap what you sow. The chickens will always return to their coop to roost on the eggs. You will always get what you deserve. Even the smallest good deeds will come back to you with a positive result. As they say, everything is beautiful in its time. Keep in mind that no one achieves what they've achieved just for money. Look at artists and scientists, for example. Think about Roosevelt, Mandela, Edison, or Einstein. Money wasn't their motivation. Instead, they were driven by the challenge, the opportunity to present new innovations, and the desire to do something great in an exceptional way. This is the motivation that made them legends. Okay, I know money is important to support your family, pay your bills, and take care of your affairs. But believe me, money is only a byproduct of showcasing the best in you and doing some serious, exceptional work. On the second day, Tom decided to take Blake to meet the first of the 4 teachers. He told him to meet early in the morning at a cemetery. Indeed, they met early in the morning. Tom gave the necklace from his neck to Blake and told him that waking up early is one of the daily practices that leaders without positions perform with great consistency. Tom looked at the grave and said, "Remember the quote that says there's plenty of time to sleep when you're dead." Of course, we hope that's far off. But Tom wanted to convey an idea here, which is that when you sleep a lot, around 12 hours, you're wasting precious time that others would wish for. Imagine if you wake up early, you're saving yourself 7 additional hours per week, which means about 30 pure hours a month, approximately an extra work week every 30 days. This is what you need to build your plans, improve your routine, and develop your project. This is the time you need to use to see your values, get rid of your internal barriers, and rebuild your mindset. There were 2 graves in front of Tom and Blake. Tom looked at the grave and said, "Graves remind me how short life is, and that we all end up here, just dust. All the things we thought were important, like positions, wealth, etc., are utterly trivial. All that matters is if you've recognized your inner leader and whether you've had the courage to let it offer its gifts to the world around you. This is, to a large extent, the main purpose of life once you get rid of all the trivial matters." Then Tom took a breath and said, "It's interesting that contemplating your own death makes you wake up anew to the truest things in life. Imagine you reach your last day and discover that you could have changed many things in this life. You could have left an impact or benefit that would have helped people for many years, but you held back because of your intense fear. Thus, you failed and wasted your life, and at this point, regret won't help you at all. It's the same with learning a skill, but you backed out because you thought you didn't have time. This information is very wrong. We all have time, but everyone values their life in unnecessary things. Try leaving social media where you spend 5 to 6 hours and skip unnecessary outings. Here you'll see that you literally have 7 to 12 hours free with nothing to do. So imagine the enormous amount of things you could accomplish in your life if you distanced yourself from life's distractions. Let me tell you about myself. In the past, I would literally spend half the day scrolling through social media, whether it was messages or YouTube. My whole day would go by watching clips that I didn't benefit from at all. Then in 2018, suddenly, without any warning, I decided to delete all social media platforms, even WhatsApp. I told my family and friends that if anyone wanted to reach me or anything, they should call my phone number. The first day, I didn't do anything at all. I just walked around the house and annoyed my family because I had so much free time. Honestly, on the second, third, and fourth days, I didn't know what to do because I hadn't set a plan to follow. But then, after a few weeks, I decided to read books. Indeed, I started reading a lot and enjoying it. I read all types of books, sometimes self-development, sometimes novels, sometimes literature, sometimes economics. I really diversified my reading and was very happy and enjoying it. I felt the pleasure of reading books and became addicted to books from that moment until this day. So my dear friend, try it. You have nothing to lose. Try deleting social media if it's wasting your time, and it really is wasting your time and energy. Or try to allocate a specific time for it, like half an hour a day, and focus on your life. It's a real shame to waste your life and consume it on things that won't benefit you, neither now nor when you're older. You won't realize or feel that your life has gone to waste until you reach the age of 60 or 70. So you choose, and the matter is in your hands. Will you be complacent in life and submit to the daily curse of neglect? Keep in mind that if you sink, no one will come to rescue you. Or will you push yourself, set a daily plan and work to improve yourself, build your body, raise your financial status, and change your way of thinking through reading? And of course, my channel will save you time and effort in reading, meaning you can listen to my audiobooks while you're working out, driving, cooking, etc. The decision is in your hands. And most importantly, don't make it difficult for yourself to accomplish the tasks in the plan you'll draw up. Feel that it's very normal. Take a breath. Relax. When you start, you'll go through days where you feel tired, but don't stop. If you feel tired, rest for 4 or 5 days, not a full month, and then return to the routine you've drawn up. It's in your hands. You can choose to die in your grave without accomplishing anything in your life, or die having achieved everything you wished for. And now, my dear, get ready, because we're going to start with the first of the 4 teachers. Tom took Blake to one of the luxurious hotels, and they went to room 404. They knocked on the door, and a woman in her late 40s opened it with a charming smile and said, "Good morning, Tom." Although she was in her 40s, she exuded amazing youthfulness and striking attractiveness. Her skin was light brown and flawless, and her teeth were dazzlingly white. She was enthusiastic, graceful, and seemed extremely comfortable with herself. Tom replied, "Good morning, Anna." Tom said to Anna, "This is the young man I told you about," and Anna shook Blake's hand and welcomed him. Tom spoke to Anna about how he met Blake, that Blake was a soldier, and that he also knew Blake's father, and they were childhood friends, etc. Anna greeted him and thanked him for his duty towards the country, etc. Then she started with her first lesson and told Blake that success is achieved through conscious choice. It is the ultimate result of making the best decision. Anyone can be successful, but few choose to be successful. Calling the great achievers lucky is the easiest way to avoid the commitment to rise up and do something valuable in your life. Anna said as she pointed her fingers to her heart, "Look at me. I could have made up millions of reasons to become discouraged, unsatisfied, and disconnected from my job. I could have complained that I'm a cleaning lady, and all I do is clean hotel rooms. But one of the greatest freedoms we possess as individuals is the freedom to choose how we view our roles in the world, and the power we have to make positive decisions in any circumstances we find ourselves in. Each one of us can make the decision to love the work we do and perform it excellently, to the degree that others cannot look down upon us." Anna says that the way the management treats her like a queen, the way the manager describes her as highly capable, sending her to countless training courses, and how many executives who have stayed at this hotel know her and share their thoughts on work with her. Many celebrities always request that I be the one taking care of their rooms. Many people think I'm just lucky, but they don't know that it's my effort, my perspective on my work and myself that made this huge difference. She said that the simplest pleasures in life are the most valuable, and by giving my best in every job I perform, I have consistently improved my life, and here I am now in one of the finest hotels in the world. Success at work and on a personal level is something manufactured with awareness that it is the guaranteed result of a deliberate set of actions that anyone can perform. Anna said, "This may surprise you, Blake, but I believe I have one of the best jobs in the world, and I consider myself a brand manager for the hotel in the way I conduct myself." Blake Blake responded and said, "You consider yourself a brand manager, Anna? I don't mean any offense at all, but most people pretty much think you have a tough and ordinary job, and cleaning staff don't generally get a lot of respect in society." Anna replied, "What society thinks doesn't matter to me. All that matters is how I see myself. I know who I am. I know the value of my work. I find ways to challenge myself every day, and I've made this job something truly meaningful for me." Blake was amazed by Anna's words and started to deeply ponder what she said. He felt how remarkable she was, and her words were so beautiful. Blake began to reevaluate himself, and it gave him an immense ability to see things around him differently. Many of us undervalue our work and fail to appreciate all the positive aspects it contains. We wish for something better instead of realizing that everything we're searching for lies right where we are. We just need to look deeper, try harder, and lead better. And Anna was a great example of that. Anna says, "How people view you is none of your business and not your job. Leadership is about how you view yourself and having a steady confidence in your abilities that doesn't waver with what people say. As Albert Einstein said, great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Just go and do your job as humanely as possible, and everything else will take care of itself." Tom says, "It's impossible to not succeed with a leadership philosophy without a position. It's right that you may stumble along the way, and that's part of the game. You learn to walk through falling, and you'll learn leadership through experience. But be absolutely certain that every stumble brings you closer to the ideal step. And if people don't understand what you're capable of, why give them the opportunity to bring you down? People criticize when they care, but when they stop criticizing, that means you no longer matter to them. You should worry when no one criticizes you." Okay, my friend, here's my opinion. It's best for you to work on yourself and implement all your plans and ideas without talking about them. Because if you talk, as Tom said, people will try their best to bring you down, and often people don't like it when you're better than them. So it's better for you to keep quiet about everything you're doing. And if you need to consult someone, then turn to experienced people who can actually help you. Other than that, keep quiet and don't talk. Don't give them an opportunity to distract your mind and erode all your confidence. You never know. They might even steal your idea without you realizing. So it's always better that you map out all your plans in your mind. Keep them in front of your eyes. Implement them. And if you need someone to consult or get their opinion from, as I said before, go to experienced people in the field you want. And now let's get back to our topic. Anna continued speaking about how much she loves her job, and that she sees herself as an artist in performing her work. She said, "I consider the rooms I clean as if they're the rooms in my own home, and the guests staying at the hotel are my guests visiting my home. That's why I never fall short in my work, and I'm so grateful to express my creative abilities on what others call just a job." This woman is truly amazing, and her words are incredible. And there's an important point Tom made, which is that, while an appropriate position may bring power, the problem with power like that is if the position is taken away, the power is lost. Anna chimed in and said, "Indeed, the influence that comes with a position is quickly perishable, especially in turbulent economic conditions. There is a far greater power, which is the innate power of leadership that lives within each of us. Unfortunately, this potential lies dormant and underutilized by most of us. It's available to anyone who wants to search for it and then begin activating it. It's a power that can never be taken away. Imagine if my job in the outside world changed. It wouldn't affect me at all because I don't depend on it entirely. It's a power we are born with, so it is an innate right for us to awaken and unleash it to play its role in our surrounding environment. Remember, regardless of your job, position within any organization, or the place you live in this world, you have the power to demonstrate leadership. No person or thing can completely deprive you of this. But it is entirely your responsibility to activate this power. Now let's go into the 5 rules that Anna revealed to our friend Blake, which can be summarized by the 5 letters IMAGE. The first letter stands for innovation, which is about continuously making everything significantly better than the condition you found it in. The clearest definition of innovation is making today remarkably better than yesterday. Just wake up every morning ready to repeat your day, but do everything better, even if just 1% better. It's totally fine. In 2 months, 6 months, you'll see results. That 1% becomes 99%. Always pursue excellence and innovation with passion, because humility can be the start of decline to mediocrity that afflicts your work without you realizing it. So always engage in remaking and improving everything you do. Without innovation, life resembles death, and only the brave survive these days. And you, my friend, are brave. So rise up and fight passionately, because the inner leader is sitting there waiting for you to unleash it. And don't worry if the improvements and development take time, and you feel like you're moving slowly. The secret here is that steady, slow improvements that don't seem like much when you see them, over time, accumulate into huge gains. The small daily waves of high performance over time become a surging wave of phenomenal success. My friend, imagine it like water droplets. The drops are small and slow, but over time those drops become a lake. So I urge you not to underestimate the small performance gains you make each day. And lastly, dream a big dream, but start with small beginnings. This is the key. Now, my friend, let's move to the second letter, M, in image, which stands for mastery. Commit yourself to mastering everything you do. Master your craft. Whether your craft is selling thumbtacks or teaching children, whatever your work is, it should be the only standard you work by in times of change. As Steve Martin said, be so good they can't ignore you. You must dedicate your life to becoming an FMOB, the first, most, only, best. Keep these 4 words in front of your eyes. And now back to the topic of mastery. The starting point for moving towards mastery is raising the expectations you set for yourself. Make a commitment to become the absolute first, last, most, only, and best. Expect more of yourself than anyone else expects of you. Soar to the highest, rarest layers of air. My friend, you can. Believe me, if you start believing in yourself and through sustained work, you can reach places you never thought possible. Most people set incredibly low standards for themselves, and that's why unfortunately they only reach that low goal. So you won't have much company on the journey of excellence. And remember, being exceptional at your work alone is one of the true secrets to happiness. Work provides you with a daily platform to discover the leader within you. It's an opportunity to unearth more of your buried potential and to awaken the dormant connection between your best self and your current personality. How can work do that? Well, when you work, you interact with different kinds of people. The temperamental, the calm, the self-loathing, all types. And you obviously deal with each one differently, enhancing your communication skills. There's also the mobility of moving around nimbly while solving problems that arise. All of this has the effect of surfacing many buried things within you. Doing work at a high or world-class level, not an ordinary level, focuses part of your primary life purpose. So now, my dear friend, you can get up and start working on yourself. Don't say it's too late. Don't say your circumstances don't allow it. Don't blame your environment. Don't blame your parents for your upbringing. A person must take responsibility for himself. After finishing this segment, make a schedule for tomorrow and implement it. Keep doing that. And then come tell me if nothing changes in 3 months or even a month. Really, there's nothing standing between you and your inner leader except an imaginary wall you've built. So break down that wall and work on yourself. You alone are responsible for yourself. No one will come pull you along and change your life. Now I want you to practice the concept of the daily 5 inches. Before going to bed, write down 5 things or 5 goals you want to accomplish. When you wake up the next morning, read that list of 5 goals and accomplish them. Repeat this routine daily and make it part of your life. Now we move to the third letter in image, which is A for authenticity. It's very important that you are trustworthy and someone people respect for their character, not just their high position. You must keep the promises you make to your colleagues and customers. Being authentic has become important. Being authentic is difficult these days because of pressures in society pushing you to be like everyone else. The media and world around us relentlessly bombard us to make us live by their values and abandon our own. So all you need to do, my friend, is shut out those loud voices and listen to the messages inside you. Be yourself and speak what you feel, because those who object don't matter, and those who matter won't object. Feeling secure in your true nature and learning to trust yourself as you live according to your own values, expressing your true voice, and striving to be the best you can be, is about knowing who you are, what you stand for, and then having the courage to be yourself. It's about being realistic and steadfast in your principles, being faithful and honest with yourself, because that is your true character. And remember, all the changes happening inside you are reflected outwardly without you realizing it. That's what authenticity is all about. Also, being dedicated to your talents when you go to work each day and give your best leadership effort. This is an excellent example of authenticity in action, an example of your words matching your actions. Now we move to the fourth letter in image, which is G for guts. In business, you don't need a position to be a leader, but you do need tremendous toughness and great courage. You must be relentlessly persistent and extremely brave. You'll need to dare more than the reasonable person and risk more than the ordinary person. This isn't as difficult as you might imagine. Each of us has a wellspring of courage deep inside crying to be tapped. We all want to be heroes of one kind or another and possess the personal tenacity to persevere when all around us are quitting. Success is a numbers game. The nature of leadership is that the bigger you dream and the more skillfully you act, the more resistance you will encounter. The further you traveled beyond the oases of complacency in pursuit of grandeur, the more obstacles you faced along the way. There will be setbacks and rough going. Competitors will try to knock you down, and even those around you will try to discourage you. Those who fear change will band together against you and become your hardest critics. They'll claim you're doing something wrong, causing trouble, and are simply not normal. They'll use this criticism because they fear growth and change. Criticism is a defensive reaction used by frightened people to protect themselves from change. You must have the guts to see opportunities where others see threats, and to see things getting remarkably better when others are becoming resigned. You must be a visionary. Now with the fifth and final letter in image, which is E for ethics. Unfortunately, too many business people have forgotten ethics in these fast-paced, tumultuous times. They choose to make money and think only of themselves. Tom chimed in and said, "You'll never go wrong by doing the right thing. If there's one thing I've learned about successful leadership, it's that it occurs at the intersection where distinction meets honor." He said his grandfather used to say there's nothing more important than being truthful and highly trustworthy. Treat people the way they want to be treated. And his favorite saying was, "The quality with which you make your bed will determine whether you get a good night's sleep in it." Meaning the way we do anything is the way we'll do everything, and any breach of our ethics will taint whatever we touch. Anna continued, saying there is nothing more valuable in business than staying true to your values and keeping your good name. In many ways, your reputation is all you have. Don't do anything to undermine the foundation of integrity you're building as a non-positional leader. People will eventually flock to you or flee from you based on your reputation. Keep an honorable name and advocate your personal brand by embodying ethics flawlessly. There are people who destroyed 40-year reputations with one stupid 60-second act. Be brutally honest and profoundly humble. Dedicate yourself to working with the personal power of those you most admire. Be brave enough to ensure your actions mirror your principles. Make sure your walk is synchronized with your talk. And with that, we've reached the end with our first teacher. I hope you found it helpful, and I encourage you to revisit this segment anytime you need a motivational boost. Share it so others can benefit too. Thank you for listening and have a great day.